Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Path of Exile. My name is Wilfred. In this episode, I would like to talk a little bit about the skill tree planning as you level, and also a little bit of clips on the labs, as well as more Abyss and some of the other gameplay, kind of like a compilation video on the second part of this one. So now, you know, as you know that planning is very important in Path of Exile because every decision matters. You may have in your mind a build kind of like you like to do, and but as you level, you have a lot of constraint. You may or may not be able to do what the end game people are doing. So in the YouTube, there's a lot of people having very nice end game build, clearing off a lot of mobs very fast. But now I'm at my 43. You know, my character name is at the description of the video. Halevna. Feel free to add if you like to play a little bit with me in the game. But the essence of the Path of Exile is all evolving around the attribute itself, which is very nice, very beautiful, simplistic. 3 attributes only: dexterity, strength, and intelligence. Depending on your class, starting class, like for me it's a ranger, so naturally I have a lot of dexterity, but I'm lacking a lot on the intelligence and the strength as well. Now, having that kind of constraint, of course, will pose some challenge in the way that I gear, in the way that I build. Why do I say that? For example, if you take a look at my gear, some gear would require you to have like a dexterity and intelligence in order to wield it, and some of the gems may require you to have a certain kind of requirement to, like for example, increase critical strike support would require you to have a, you know, if you want to level up to the next tier, you need to have 49 inch, which I do not have. How do you get the attribute that is outside of your class? Well, you could actually do things like, you know, some gear will have plus 17 to strength, and you know, in as much as possible, there are some gear that will give you some kind of like, you know, strength or like intelligence for this one. You know, some ring may have strength and so on and so forth. So it is really up to you to gear towards that. But of course, the skill tree would have something that you could try to gear up as well. And so yeah, I mean, that is really a short, very short intro on what is happening. Now, how do you plan? How do you go about planning what to do? Which kind of like level you're supposed to get in terms of attribute? Well, one way is to take a look at the gems. Like for example, in the library, once you have completed the quest for Siosa, in the past before 3.0, you can have access to all the gems, but then after 3.0, I think it still sells quite a fair bit of gems, but there are still a number of gems that are not here at all. You have to complete the later act in order to have it. Some of the gems, like for example, I know a lot of you have been asking me, why don't you do blasphemy? Well, you know, I would love to. It's just that I require 52 in order to even have it linked to my, say, Mark of the Assassin, right? Or you can say, why don't you do 45? Well, you know, 45 is the same thing too. 45, it is also red for me because I need 52 strength. So I can't even equip it into my build. But there are other ways to do it. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that as well, so as to help you kind of plan what to do. And I'd like to share my passive tree here. From a leveling experience, just if you are also having the same kind of challenge as I do. I'm just getting a little bit distracted, like, you know, are these really words? If you are getting some kind of challenge like I do, how do you go about building your ranger? So I'd like to share that experience with you as well. So now, rangers start somewhere like this one here, and as you have seen in my last video, I've completed the normal labyrinth. So with that, I have access to my you know, one of the specialization called the radar, and I picked one of the I don't know what you call it, note or keystone, whatever it is. It is kind of build defining. But all in all, you start somewhere here, and these are the attribute here. All right, so you can look at them. You start somewhere here, and initially I wanted to go a little bit towards this side because you know, well, initially I've got the I want to increase the evasion and life as well, but I also want to go a little bit of like attack kind of thing. So I researched until here, which is fine. So I stopped somewhere here, and after that I had planned to go up all the way to here. That was my initial kind of planning itself, but I was thinking, well, you know, I probably need a little bit of DPS because I find that my DPS is a little bit lacking. So I swing towards this side, still quite a fair bit of nodes that help my survivability, but I start to unlock nodes that would give me a little bit of like, well, this is the resistance itself, but you know, there's still quite a bit of nodes that require, like, you know, like this Heart Seeker, have the crit support, and some of them is more for, you know, survivability. But mainly the reason why I want to go to here is that I've decided to use the claws. So I would like to buff my claw by a great deal if I possible, and also there are a bit more here as well, help me to do a bit of leeching. So with this one and this one, I get a little bit of leeching. But I didn't really go up to here initially. I just stopped somewhere here because I wanted to probably get some quick win. So I went over to this like elemental side of it and grab a few of these nodes to give me a bit more elemental damage, because some of my power that I use actually have some kind of like elemental cold damage or fire damage or whatnot. So that's what I've done there. And after that, I continue to specialize into this area to give my claw a little bit of like edge to it. And after that, I sort of like, okay, fine, you know, I kind of gave up on this path here. Then I start to swing over this side here now, which is what I'm having here, because I will have, like, you know, because I use dual wheel. Another decision that I've decided on my build, I probably would like to go towards the Point Blank as well as a Vial Pack, and then swing towards this side. Now, as you can see, a lot of green nodes here. Green nodes are dexterity, so that is also one of the reasons why you don't really see me having a high strength nor a high intelligence, because I need to go somewhere over this side when I start to have intelligence node, and later on over this side start to have some strength nodes to it. So ultimately, I would like to have Constitution, which is on here, that give me maximum life. But before I get there, I probably need quite a lot of like investment here. Now, there is something quite interesting as well, which I recently discovered, is that there are two nodes. One is the Wisdom of the Glade, another one is the Beef. So both are just near where I'm right now here. And net, they'll bridge quite a lot of things for me, because with that, I would be able to use some gems like Blasphemy, I will be using like gems like Fortify, and suddenly my life kind of like become a lot better. So one way is that, well, you know, maybe this two was a bad investment. So I could actually refund these 2 points. Let me just do it right in front of your eyes. So I would like to refund this one and refund this one as well. All right. So that is fine. I apply. All right. So now with that, I could actually have strength as well as the intelligence, and then I'll apply as well. Now with that, I'm actually having a you know, quite a decent amount of strength and intelligence, and that kind of solve my problem with quite a lot of things that make my life a lot easier. I could use Blasphemy, I could use Fortify, and I could use some of the claw that I've been saving, which I didn't have enough intelligence to do it. So looking back, if I were to do it again, would I have come over here sooner? The answer probably is yes, because I would not be able to do this part quite early, but at least I will be able to link up some gems to make my build a little bit more flexible. So probably I would sacrifice this part first and come over here instead, and after that I will continue my old plan of getting the stuff here. So all in all, after this, what is going to happen? Well, I'm going to, like I mentioned, move towards this side first before I research more on this side, which is where the a lot of DPS kind of thing can be unlocked here. And then after that, once I'm done, I will just erase these 2 points out once I, you know, if I get enough attribute and so on. So just long story short, there are options, but you have to plan ahead before you can get there. And I'm fortunate to have extra 2 points to just dump it in, and now my build suddenly open up. Now in the next part of the video, which is the gameplay, I'm still using the old gear and also old passive tree. So you will not see a lot of like dramatic increasement on improvement on the whole build itself, but just to showcase to you some of this Abyss kind of like gameplay, which I love it a lot. All right. So these days I'm rather addicted to the whole Labyrinth. Well, I mean, this is a compilation, so I'm going straight to the boss fights here to keep it short and sweet. And the this part here, there are portals around it you have to destroy. So I kind of know what to do already, so I'm just like finding my way, trying not to get slammed by the by the leap itself. It's very exciting. It's actually very, very exciting itself. And you know, I'm just trying to see whether I would run. Yeah, so I got it. I got it. I think after a while you kind of like getting a hang of it, knowing which one you can take and which one you cannot. And I need to jump off soon and take down the third one itself. I think I got hit by the shunt or whatever it is. Run! Well, I ate it somehow because it's so close. So that is done, but I still need to weaken him a little bit more, down to 67% Izaro. So just make sure that you know, all this game mechanic with practice it is possible. Yeah, he's doing dual wield right now. So dual wield is, I don't know whether it's better or worse, but with my ouch. With a little bit of my you know, the subclass or specialization as a raider, I can maintain the frenzy rather nicely. So this is the second part. I've got this Bane of the Loyal. Then the first Guardian I hit will get an instant kill. The idea is to kill off the Guardians because I think the Guardians would buff the end boss towards the end fight. So I'm just going to one-shot this guy, which is nice. Yep. So that's one shot. And the second one, I'm just waiting for the second one to appear. I'm just not quite sure where the second one would be. Meanwhile, I'm trying to avoid death. And well, you know, a bit of Molten Strike here and there. Run! Okay, so I got it. So it's a little bit of practice here and there, just to make sure that just make sure that I kind of know what I'm doing as I'm getting to deal with the higher level Labyrinth, because I use it as a practice, because if I can do this one nicely, then I could probably... Whoa, that one was close! So what's the lesson learned? Try not to stand on top of the green thing here. So whoa, ouch. Wow. So yeah, it's a lot of very, very scary moments here. Man, my palm sweat when I watch my video here. It's just scary stuff. And after that, the third one, the reason why I'm doing this also is because I'm kind of stuck with my game, not really going anywhere, and I say, well, may as well farm some glove come enchants just for fun, practice a little bit. So this is the third and last fight, and there's no portal, no guardian, so I think it's just me and Izaro. Molten Strike him to death, maybe. Yeah, it's very scary. Yeah, oh, I got it, man. I don't know why. Maybe it's a kind of wide cone kind of thing. Yeah, it's kind of scary even to watch it now here. So long as you, you know, avoid all these attacks. So I'm using this opportunity to practice myself on how to do it, but I'm still getting hit by the range one though. And yep, so that is nicely done. Oops, I evaded that. Oh, why? Nice. I mean, at this stage, my force play is still better than my... Oh, nice. My Molten Strike, I think. So with that said, I mean, you know, it's just time to get loot, and yeah, and that is the excitement of it. And yeah, and this part is the Abyss itself. Kind of interesting. Now it's still rather doable. I think I'm you know, I'm getting a little bit comfortable these days with the Abyss, because after you've seen it quite a number of times, you can do it. And the good thing about this league is that you have plenty of Abyss. After you've gone into the standard, you probably wouldn't be able to see that many Abyss anymore. I mean, right now I don't even see bridge. I know it's part of the game, but then to get the bridge spawn is actually rather rare. So I don't really have that. Yep, so that is done, and after that the third one itself here. Yeah, so this one, I find that this guy is kind of scary as well. It keeps teleporting. I'm not quite sure how to avoid some of this damage. Maybe I should think about it. And as he die, it sounds like a horse. It's weird. Yeah, it sounds like a horse when it die. And then after that, this is the one of the corrupted, kind of like a dungeon. Fire resistance on my Molten Strike doesn't really work that well. Elemental Equilibrium, I'm not quite remember what it is. It's one of the debuff, I think. That mess around with your resistance, perhaps. So the you know, this part of the video is really about having frenzy. As you can see, you can actually move a lot faster with 3 charges of frenzy. And if I put in things like a faster attack and stuff like that, it would be even more fantastic. And because I'm using the Assassin's Mark of the Assassin, I'm getting the power charge as well, I think. The blue one is from power charge as the enemy dies, and with the 2 it's kind of nice. So you have 2 buff on you. One is frenzy, that will help with the attack speed and so on, and the other one is power, which I think is to do with the crit, if I'm not wrong. Everything is on the tooltip though. It's rather easy to find out, and I'm just working my way through and see some. Ooh, there's a chaos orb. So I may not get the unique item as a claw that I want, like the, I can't remember which one. There's one that apply poison, but with 1 chaos then I can buy one. So it's kind of weird. This game is just about farming orbs so that you could buy the unique that you want. Rather they drop the unique that I want than dropping the orbs that I could buy unique. So, but it's just one of those game design that they have. It's just, yeah. So you don't really get things that that benefit your build, but you get a lot of things that benefit others' build. But by doing so, you trade and get the orbs as currency. And I have a prophecy as well, I think. I don't know, can't quite remember. Yeah, I'm attempting to use the Molten Strike, and then yeah.
You need a tool. To harvest grain, you need a tool. To spread corruption, you need a tool. So
that is a Val orbs that would be useful at the end game, so as to, and I got Storm Core, by the way, a Val one. So that is for, you know, for me to crop some of the map in the future, become red map. But this one is a shrine, so I'm able to grab the shrine right before the Abyss, which of course would be useful. Out of the storm, I think it's dealing lightning damage, and that will make it very, very, very easy and fast and stuff like that, because there's a shrine debuff there. And yay! I have a superior Abyss mouth flask. Huh. I can't remember having it. I have to check my inventory. Yeah. So you have this one here, a little bit of boss trying to burn things. I don't know. So yeah, it's a lot faster here with the shrine power. And sometimes I can't really see where is the, but it is the trove itself, which is more important, just to make sure that I got the loot. And I mean, it's rather disappointing. That particular trove doesn't really have nice items. So I'm finding that even the item doesn't really drop that nicely. I don't know why. Just one of those things. Dim Teeth. Yeah, now I have time to see, and I can't really see where it goes, so I was like, oh yeah, it's over there. Alright, this is Grey Brow. Ooh, wow, so that was quite close, and I was, I think it's the explosion itself that I had to get avoided it, but I couldn't. I mean, it's just so many effects, sometimes it's rather hard to see, but there's no excuse. I know that it will have explosion and so on. And there's a yeah, I'm trying to rush to the next one as well, and it's dropping a lot of Molten Strike. How does it plan out? Maybe it works out quite well. And yeah, there's my trove, my reward. Yep. Again, I mean, there aren't really a lot of things exciting over there. And this would be the second last one, I believe. On the I'm now doing the Act 4. Calm Dream and the Dirasso Dream or whatnot. So it's again a lot of like yeah, a lot of fire, a lot of attack. So I think I've run here. Yeah, so that is the part when I get attacked. I think I got evaded my damage. I was looking for it. I said, where on earth is it? Where is a crack? Where is a crack? I couldn't find a crack, and I really couldn't find it. I couldn't see it at all from here, from this angle. So I thought I lost it, but then after that it appeared again, which is over here. And it's kind of interesting to see the mobs that is actually coming out from the abyss itself, crawling out. I mean, in the midst of the battle, I kind of, you know, ignore that. But yeah, it's, you know, it's kind of nice to see. Yeah, done. So again, I mean, look at that. Well, okay, so there's a belt there at least, but you know, this would be the last one in lava place. And by the way, the mobs are very close to my level already. I think I'm 40 odd, 41 when I made this video. The mobs here are about 37, I think. So the difference is not that a lot. So things can get a little bit scary. But at least I'm ascended. So you can see things go a little bit slower as well. And well, actually, you know what? There's a, now that I'm seeing, there's a mini map there tell me where the abyss is. I didn't know that. It's just that when I watched this video now, there's a little green dot on top. So if I'm lost, I'm not quite sure where the abyss is. I can take a look at the map itself, and it'll be over here. And this guy is really annoying because I don't want to get too far away from the abyss. I think the idea is to actually do it. Yeah. Okay. So that is done. And I was like trying to find out where it is, but I should have watched the minimap. There are 2 of these elite and 3 of them actually coming up, so that could be rather exciting as well. And I've a lot of experience, and it's nice. So I mean, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy your Abyss League, and you know, I think the next couple of videos should be better because once I sort out my attribute and so on. And yeah, that's it. And I'll see you next time. Enjoy your weekend. This is Saturday for me, and well, bye.